This is Dom, and he's going to be doing his traffic light lesson with me today. He's had 2 lessons with me so far. This is his 3rd, but you've had lessons with another instructor, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
How many hours did you have?
Around 20 hours so far.
The way I do things is if I get a pupil who's had lessons with somebody else, I like to test them on everything first. So I go through everything from the beginning to see what they know and what they don't know to make sure I fill in any gaps. Today, we're doing traffic lights. So, first question I'm going to ask you is if we've got a green light, what light do oncoming cars have at traffic lights?
Oncoming cars, they have a green light as well.
Good. That's important to understand that, because if you're turning right at a crossroads and they have a green light, what do you need to consider?
That people from the other side will be coming towards us, so we can't turn in. We have to give them way.
Where do you give way to them?
In the middle.
In the middle of the junction usually, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how far you wait forward depends on what space is available and if anyone's turning before you.
Yeah.
What about if you get a green arrow to the right?
Then that means they can go anytime.
Who can go anytime?
Us.
We.
Yeah.
What about the oncoming cars?
They have to wait. They have to wait.
They're going to have a red light if we've got a green arrow.
Yeah.
But if we've got a green light, a circular light, they have a green light.
Yeah.
They're coming, beware. Many people seem to forget that. I've noticed many crashes around this area because of it. Also, we actually have some temporary traffic lights up there, which is handy for this lesson. Where do you wait at the temporary traffic lights? 'Cause there's no stop line.
Just before the barriers.
The barriers? You mean the roadworks?
Yeah.
Actually, you need to wait before the red sign, and it usually says when traffic light is red, wait here, or wait here until green. You can just about see it in the distance, that red square. You can't read it, it's too far away, but you need to wait there. That's important. But also, when you've passed that sign, if the lights change, you carry on.
Yes.
So the lights apply to that sign, and that sign can be very far back from the light sometime. I have a video about that up there if you're interested. Anyway, let's get going. So you can see the temporary traffic lights up ahead, and it's red at the moment.
Yeah.
You can see the red sign. The car in front's going to be waiting at that red sign. We'll wait behind the car in front. So it's red and amber now. Red and amber is followed by green.
Yep.
And move out early to tell everyone that you're going to go past. You see that red sign?
Yep.
So now you can't stop by the red sign, you ignore the lights. You're going now. Even though they've gone amber, you carry on. And remember your mirrors before you move back, because you are quite slow and there could be a cyclist alongside you. At the next set of traffic lights, I would like you to go right. What lane are you going to need?
We'll have to be in the right lane.
Okay, so do your routine.
Yep.
So mirror signal maneuver. Walker or jogger?
Jogger.
Red light is a walker.
Right.
So try and walk from about a car length back from the line. So we're a little bit slow, a bit early here. That's okay though, don't worry about that. But when we're about a car length back from the line, that's where you're going to walk and get first gear. And now carry on. Let's go to the middle, it's green. And we'll wait, so there's enough space for cars in front to turn in front of us. So slow down, clutch down, a bit further forward, stop here, stop now. Now oncoming cars can turn in front of us to take the road on our left. It's gone red now, so oncoming cars going to stop, now you must go. So clear the junction, we're past the stop line.
Yep.
So we can finish with it safe. These lights on us right here, they don't matter to us, they're not for us. They're for traffic coming from the other way. They're known as the secondary light, so other people can see their own light. But once you've gone past the line, you carry on if it's safe. Now we're going to go towards town centre on the sign. It's a thick line towards town centre. That usually means that that's ahead. That's the main route through. So we shouldn't need to signal, because it's basically like going straight. It's just a slight bend. That's good. Get that, get your clutches down, good. You're letting the car walk. And you always walk before you stop. That way you can place the car where you want to put it. And you can stop smoothly. And what you can do now is put it into neutral. Keep your foot on the brake, but come off the clutch. That rests your clutch foot and the clutch. Clutch down in first now, because it has just gone green again, and then you can carry on. So it's a green light. We will stop if they change.
Yeah.
We will stop if they change. Now we're going. So if you have to brake hard, then carry on. An amber lasts 3 seconds. So if you're less than 3 seconds away, it's likely that you want to carry on. So slow down now. Move out to the right to make it clear of your intentions. And this person can see what you're doing. And remember your mirrors for moving in. Can you see the sign on the left above this blue car?
Yeah.
What's that telling you?
Traffic lights.
That's right.
Ahead.
At the traffic lights, I would like you to turn right, please. Good. So a red light is a walker. You walk first, then you stop. And that way your stop will be smooth and accurate. This time we don't have oncoming cars turning before us because there's no road on the left.
Yeah.
So when you wait in the middle, you can wait quite a bit further forwards. However, you can't wait on the stop line. So it's before or after. Can
Do we
you
have to
fit
stop
after?
here? No.
You can't? Okay, we'll wait before the line then. Indicate right. Now we're here, do you think you can fit past the stop lines?
No.
Well, we can now, can't
Now
we?
we
'Cause
can,
the cars
yeah.
are moving. It's still green, so we can get going. Stay to the right so cars behind can pass me on the left. And go forwards a bit more.
And now
Any
we have-
oncoming cars?
No, we have.
Let's get going then. But on that one, you can wait forwards a lot further
Yeah.
because no cars are turning in front of you. That way, more cars behind you can also get into the middle so that when the lights turn red, more cars can then finish turning right and you get more traffic through. What can you see up ahead?
Traffic lights.
A nice, easy one, this one. There's no oncoming cars to deal with.
Nope.
It's just left or right. But there is an entrance to Sainsbury's that you need to keep clear. You see the red car just went in?
Yep.
It's a very busy entrance, people coming in and out of that all the time. But the car in front of you is already leaving it clear. There's only one lane here, so try and stay in the middle. So at the moment you're keeping it to the right, and all that means is we'll be very close to the island when we go. So leave this entrance clear. It is a drop curb, stop here.
Yep.
Nice, this entrance here.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see the bit in the middle for people
Yeah,
to turn?
I see that.
Just try and leave that clear to let people in and out of there. You are still a bit right.
Okay.
A lot of people tend to go right here, as in right of their lane, but you're just going to be really close to that island and any pedestrians that are waiting across.
Mm-hmm.
So stay in the middle. It's only one lane. It's green. So tell me when to ignore. Tell me when you're going to go through.
Are we going right?
Going right, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I not tell you that?
No.
My mistake, sorry. See, I make mistakes too. Mini roundabout here. So get it jogging and give way to the right. Make sure you're looking where you can go.
Yeah.
Can you go?
Yep.
Okay, so look forwards then. Don't change your mind now, you've committed. And what can you see ahead now?
Traffic lights.
Can't see a traffic light sign though, you don't seem to always get them. We're going to turn right, told you this time.
Yeah.
So mirror signal right now, but you can't go onto that middle bit, you see? That's not for you yet, but you need to afterwards. You see the road markings?
Yeah.
So check your centre right mirror and get to the middle lane now, or the right lane here.
Right here?
Yeah, yeah, you see where it says right on the arrow? And you can fit at the end. So
Yeah.
stop at the end. You can fit after the keep clear. It doesn't look big enough, but it is.
Just right there.
First gears, go forwards a bit more. Ah, it's green now, so you can go into the middle. You have to wait for the oncoming cars, signal right again, and they'll wait for these oncoming cars, and it'll stop here because we're at the middle of the road we're turning into, and when no one's coming, we can go. Or if we get a green arrow, we can go. This one has a green arrow as well.
Yeah.
If it's busy, that green arrow will come on to allow people to turn right. As it's not busy enough, that never came on. It's known as the filter arrow. There are some more traffic lights just round this bend. Again, there's no warning sign. You can just about see them now.
Mm-hmm.
Another easy one, because there's no oncoming cars. I would like to turn right, please.
Okay.
Look at the arrows on the road. Focus on the stop line
Okay.
so that you brake appropriately and don't brake too early or late. You've got to stop at the first line. You understand that here?
Mm-hmm.
So you're jogging, carry on. It's gone green. Could have stayed in second
I
there.
could have,
because
yeah,
your
I've
jogging would have
realised
been
that.
easier. Try and get second on the bend now. Do it now. See if you can do it. That's it. And then you straighten up after you've turned. So you turn, you pause the wheel as the car goes round the bend. That's when you get your gear change in.
Okay.
And that's when you straighten up. So you have two stop lines of traffic lights. If you have two, you stop at the first. Only stop at the second if you can't stop by the first.
Understood.
See the sign for getting in your lane? I want you to go ahead at the first set of lights.
Okay.
You know what lane you need?
Yeah, I had.
Focus on
Right
the
one.
stop line, the first one. Second one is for cyclists. Don't go to first gear when you're going at speed. Wait until this speed, then go to first.
Okay.
Nearly stopped, then first. If not, leave it in second. Like at those previous lights, second would have been better.
Yeah, I've realised that.
So we're going ahead at this set of lights and then right at the next set. So the oncoming cars should wait for you here. So turning in front of you.
Okay.
Can you see which lane you need to go right at the next set?
The right one.
So tell people what you're going to do. Check your mirrors and signal. Now come off the pedals, just let the car jog, be ready to stop. Let's get in the middle. It's green, so we can wait in the middle. Oncoming cars. Anyone coming?
Nope.
Good, you can carry on. And also below that green light, there was another light. Did you notice? It wasn't on yet.
No.
But there was another one. That was the arrow.
Oh, that was the arrow.
That came on. The
Okay.
oncoming cars will get a red light and then people can go. More people can turn right. Good position round here. This is not easy. You're doing well. It's very narrow here. Be careful here because buses do come in front, from in front. You can see it's clear now.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the sign.
Yeah, we've
warning
got the sign now.
This set of traffic lights is a bit more tricky.
Yeah.
It's a little bit uphill and you don't have a secondary light. If you notice, you've only got the lights at the line, you haven't got the lights further ahead.
Oh, we're going
I'd like you to go right, please. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
It's okay. So now we're past the light. We can't see if they've got a red light or not.
Yeah.
But it's good, you can go because no one's coming. So most lights have that secondary light or that repeat light
Yeah.
so that you know when you're in the middle whether or not it's green or red, and that helps you tell if the oncoming cars are going to continue coming or stop. Because if they go red, then you know, all right, the oncoming cars are stopping now, you can go. Also, when you're at the line, it can be hard to see the lights that are next to you, so having one further ahead makes it easier to see. But you do not stop at the secondary light or the repeat light, you stop at the line.
Understood.
If you notice Dom is slowing down quite early for the junctions, well, that's on purpose, because that way he has time to learn what he's doing and time to listen to me. Next road on the left, please. Jogger or walker?
Jogger.
Yeah. And as you can see here, he slowed down very early. This isn't the end goal. Make sure that clutch is up. Good, so you're jogging. Is it safe to go?
Yeah.
Good. But it gives him time to learn how to control the car, learn the road, learn what other vehicles are doing so that he knows whether or not it's safe to go. The end goal is to be quicker. But if you start off slow, in my experience at least, you learn more quickly. And then as you get more experience and you learn it, then speed comes afterwards. I have a lot of trust in you.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I have trust in you is you are slowing down early and taking your time.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm not having to keep the car safe.
Yeah.
You're keeping the car safe. I'm able to concentrate on helping you learn.
Yeah.
And pointing things out to you. And you've got time to absorb the information. When I get people to do this, that's when they really start learning usually. And we're going ahead of the first set of lights again and right at the next set of lights.
Okay.
So it's green and it's straight, so you can keep going. You don't need to jog, leave it in third because you're not turning left or right, just carrying on through. Oncoming cars will wait for you if they need to, but they've got time, that's why they're going. Next set of lights is right. So now I recommend jogging because you're approaching a turn. You might be able to continue, you might have to walk. You're going to have to walk and stop before the line because you can't stop on the line here because they didn't go. And now hopefully we'll get the green filter arrow. Are we going to get it? No, but there's no cars coming so we can go. Nearly, if we were there much longer, that filter arrow will come on. It only does it when it's busy and the road, well, there's sensors in the road that sense if there's cars waiting. And if it can sense cars are waiting, then it will put it on to help people through. It's just gone past rush hour now, so it's not really busy enough. So traffic lights right. You notice the sign at these traffic lights, the left light says no left turn?
Yep,
They
it's one way.
Yep. It's often where you'll see that. Well done for adding gas before lifting the clutch. That was smooth that time. Looks like you're going to have to wait in the middle. Keep going, don't stop. You're already going past that light. And now you can finish. It's important not to slam on those brakes when it turns amber. You were going there. They changed, so for you to stop there would have been quite harsh. Just get into the middle and then finish. One of the problems with traffic lights is that they can turn red or amber at the last moment, and you could be thinking, should I stop or should I go? So it's important to practice when to ignore the lights. You ignore the lights when you're too close to stop safely. Amber lasts 3 seconds, and from what I can tell, I've timed many lights, it's 3 seconds regardless of the speed limit. So if you're less than 3 seconds away, you're not going to be passing the line when the lights turn red, because you would have already passed the line when it's amber. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry, because this demonstration hopefully will make sense. What we're going to do is we're going to practice when to ignore the lights. So as we're approaching the lights, you're going to be saying, I'm going to stop, I'm going to stop, then ignore when you're too close to stop.
Understood.
If you're going really slow though,
Yeah.
and let's say you're quite close to the line and you can stop, you should.
Okay.
So let's say the lights, you're going slow towards the line, the lights turn amber, but you think, oh, if I get my foot down, I can make it,
Yeah.
but I can stop if I want to. That's what I'm saying. You should stop if you can,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't stop if it's going to be dangerous. And understanding that the lights, the amber light lasts 3 seconds, can be helpful. Ready?
Yep.
Let's go. See the lights?
Yeah.
So if they change now, would you stop?
Of course.
Yeah, it's pretty clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's keep your speed up, keep going. It's 30 mile an hour zone. They're going to press the button, so it might change. So you'd still stop now, or you will stop, because you can, can't you? Harder brake, harder brake.
I just wanted
Now
to make
less.
it smooth.
And there we go. You're a little bit right of your lane here.
Yeah, I was.
You're better off braking harder to begin with
Harder?
and then reducing it near the end.
Understood.
Because there, it took you a long time to start slowing down. It was an easy one. That was
Yeah.
not a hard one. They've gone green now, so you can go. Check your left mirror here and regain a good position, because you were very right there. You can get a lot harder than that, because if they changed to amber and you were closer, you still should have stopped. But you've got to get on that brake a bit firmer to begin with and still be smooth by reducing it at the end. It's not about pressing it really slowly, it's about being progressive if you want to stop quickly. You press harder, 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 less as the car stops.
Understood.
So we have some more traffic lights now. Your position's still a little bit right. Get your left knee in the middle of your half.
Yeah.
Say about there. Right, so you will stop. You will stop. Tell me when to ignore them.
Stop. Ignore.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah. I think maybe
It's
a
because of the speed I was going. I feel like
bit later.
bit later.
But you wouldn't have done anything illegal there, because you would have stopped.
Okay.
Sorry, if it would have gone amber, it would have been, you would have crossed the line before red. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But I think you probably could have stopped if you wanted to. There was just about enough time. It was on the borderline, so
Yeah.
good. I'll say that's good. Aha, temporary traffic lights. See the red sign?
Yeah.
So that's where you should wait. Make sure you wait in a position where you can move away again easily. Bit more to the right. I don't think you need, be careful of the bike though. You don't need to be to the left here to let the oncoming cars pass. And if you go all the way to the left, it's just hard for you to get around that sign. So there's no need. You're making your life hard. You want to stop in a position where it's easy for you to go, and you don't want to look parked either way. I'm assuming people are going to assume you're not parked. This would be a very stupid place to park.
Yeah.
But yeah, more to the right, you'll find it easier to go. But don't obstruct the oncoming cars. When you pass this sign, ignore those lights. They might go red, but you've passed the sign. It's fine. And that's this is actually a good example of where the sign can be quite a bit before the lights, and it's usually to keep junctions clear. So check your mirrors. That's it. So now you're ignoring those lights. Doesn't matter if they go red, you've passed the sign. And more temporary traffic lights. Show me where you should stop. Hopefully we can get a better stop position this time where it's easier to get going. And be as close to that sign as you can.
Okay.
So you use all the space. There we go. Perfect. So now it's easy to go.
Yeah.
But also you're leaving the junction clear. Now this is a brilliant example, because we have that car waiting to pull out of the junction. What should you do when your light goes green here?
Let them through.
Yes. They're already
ahead of
in
me.
the junction.
Yeah.
It's not a junction, is it? But they're already past the line. So let them go. This is only a two-way traffic light, so it's us and the oncoming cars. If the car on the left had a traffic light, it would say freeway lights, and they would have their own light, but you can see they don't have their light there. And if we don't let them go, when will they go? See? Now you can go. Let's check those mirrors. Someone could be passing you. You had a bike pass you earlier, that motorbike.
Yeah, I did.
That's a brilliant example of why you should check your mirrors before changing your position. And that happened just after I said move to the right, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then the bike behind started to overtake, so I had to say watch out for the bike just after I said what I said. Not brilliant timing. Tell me when to ignore the traffic lights.
Okay.
At the moment, would you stop?
No.
You wouldn't stop now if they went.
Oh no, now I would stop.
Yeah, you would. Good.
I would
Okay.
stop.
So you tell me
stop.
when you would ignore.
Ignore.
Good, perfect. That's really good. There, it felt like before you said ignore, we could just stop.
Yeah.
Once you said ignore, no, it was going to be dangerous to stop. We should carry on.
Yeah.
And as you approach lights, you should make that decision. Don't wait for them to change. You think, should I stop? No, on the way there, you're like, I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So when they change, you always know what to do. We've got another set coming up now. If you're early or late, I'll tell you, but this is how we practice.
Okay.
Getting a good.
You want me to tell you when I would?
Tell me when to ignore them,
Okay.
when you're going to go through.
Ignore.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. I think you couldn't stop when you said ignore, but you could just before you said ignore.
Oh, we have a nasty.
Yeah, avoid Australia here. But you just went into that cycle lane, didn't you?
I did, so I had to look on my left.
Yeah, you should. That one's not so bad. If you're going to go around a pothole, check it safe first. I'd
Okay.
rather you go into a pothole than swerve around it without checking your mirrors.
Yep.
This time when we approach these lights, try not to be to the right of your half of the road. Be in the centre. There's only one lane. We will be going right at the lights. Bit early to signal, isn't it? Make sure it's clear why you're signalling and it's not misleading. Jog or walk?
Jog.
Go on in, get second. Say when to ignore. Well, you haven't
Well,
said,
that-
have you?
yeah.
So you know you're stopping.
Yeah.
That's a good example. It's still a bit right though.
A bit right?
Do you feel that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, let's try and be in the centre. And now it is advised that if you're at the front of the queue, or even if you stop the traffic lights,
Put your-
it's advised. It's not something I do, but you can do it if you want. This car has post-collision braking, so if someone hits you from behind, it locks the brakes anyway, if they hit you hard enough. And the handbrake's weak, so I prefer to be on the foot brake anyway. So I'm going to say at the next set of lights, go right. That doesn't mean you should mirror signal now, because you've done that a couple of times.
Yeah,
Because I've given you direction, that doesn't mean mirror signal. Mirrors, see what's around, signal when it's not misleading. We're past that road now, you can
Now
see
we
the
can do it.
junction. Yes, now it's a good time to signal. It's not misleading, you can see the junction, you see there's nothing before it. Try walking before you stop. This is nice. You're actually getting quicker as well. That's what happens with experience. You will get quicker. It's lovely. See how you're still moving?
Yeah.
But ever so slightly. You can't roll back when you're rolling forwards. Excellent. Ignore the lights now.
Yeah.
Get second before the turn. Good. Because you don't want to be in first gear when you leave this turn, because you're just a bit quick and a bit loud otherwise. Still a bit right. Getting better. You are getting better though. This is where you want to be. And again, we've got two sets of traffic lights. We're going ahead at the first, right at the second. You've got that sign, so you know what lane you need. You've got the arrows on the road. That sign's helpful if there's cars over the arrows. Is the oncoming car going to wait for you?
Yeah, should do.
Yep, don't encourage them to move in front. So next set we're going...
Right.
Good. So it's green. Are we going to get the green arrow? So we've got oncoming car, let's wait. Aha, now it's gone red, you're in the middle, finish. You're past the line. We didn't get the green arrow again there simply because it's not busy enough. So it just went red, and anyone waiting in the middle like we were can finish. And you see just after you finish, the cars on your right started coming. It gives you just enough time. You don't have time to sit and have a picnic. You just have time to do your pedals and get going. And the next set of traffic lights, right please.
Yep.
Signal off please. Signal,
Off.
don't signal.
Oh yeah,
That
because of
think
roads.
before you signal.
Yeah.
This is why I like you to think before you signal. Now you can signal. Say when to ignore.
Ignore.
Good. Wait or go.
Go.
Go on in. They've got a red light, haven't they?
Yep.
How do you know that?
Uh,
Because you shouldn't have been going if you didn't know they had a red light, because they were
Yeah.
coming. That oncoming car was
True.
coming. As we crossed the line, the lights changed. And I noticed that. I noticed as we crossed the line, the lights changed. So I know theirs had changed and they were far enough back that it would definitely be red. Now they look like they're waiting as well.
Yeah,
their speed.
they were slowing down.
Yeah, that's true. So in your defence, good decision because they were slowing down, but they might be slowing down the turn.
Yeah.
So you've got to expect them to come unless you know they've got a red light. And don't go unless you can make it before they get to you. So ahead at the mini roundabout, and at the next set of lights we're turning left.
Okay.
It's important you know that, so that when you leave the mini roundabout you know what to do. So gas, look at your exit. Have you got anywhere to go?
Yeah.
Which lane do you need?
I need my left.
Good. Still a bit early for the signal, I think.
Yeah.
I would do it about now, it's obvious. So it is important to signal, even though we have to go left here. It's a green arrow we can go. Even though we have to go left here in that lane, pedestrians may not know that. So you should still signal even if your lane says you should go that way. Unless there's like barriers and it's clear that you have to go that way, it's better to tell pedestrians which way you're going. Are you aware that there's different types of traffic light pedestrian crossings?
Yes.
Do you know the names?
Toucan.
What's that mean?
That means where there's lights, like traffic lights,
Yeah.
and there's a crossing.
Okay. What other names are there then?
Pelican,
Pelican?
which is the one that flashes, right?
Yeah, amber.
The amber
It
one.
flashes amber.
Yep.
What does that mean? If you've got
So-
flashing amber at pedestrian crossing?
That means that if there's someone waiting there to cross, you will have to stop.
No.
No?
Let people who are on the crossing
on
finish.
the crossing. Oh, okay.
The people who are waiting shouldn't start. But when it flashes amber, you should let people who are crossing finish. Of course, if
right.
someone walks in front of you, you're going to stop,
Yeah.
regardless of traffic lights anyway. But yeah, that's what you're doing. You're waiting for them to finish, then going. You should wait until they get to the pavement. Not just, oh, there's enough room for me to whip round them there. You've got to wait for them to get to the pavement, then
Fully
you
crossed.
can go.
Yep.
So that's a Pelican. They're the older type. They're the ones I prefer, but they're quite rare now. I'm not sure if I can think of any in this town anymore. The last ones I can think of have been replaced by Puffin.
Puffin, yeah.
Pedestrian user friendly. I think it's like an acronym for something. But they don't have a flashing amber phase. Instead, they have sensors that sense when the pedestrians are finished. Then they just go red and amber together and then green like normal.
Yeah.
I like the Pelican ones because I find them more efficient, the older ones that they've got rid of in most places now. Because with the flashing amber,
Yeah.
you're not waiting there for no reason. But
Yeah.
with the Puffin ones, I find everyone's finished and I'm waiting sometimes 8 seconds. I've actually counted 8 seconds with no one in front of me before I'm allowed to go again. So it is
I see.
adding to traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Toucan, you mentioned toucan. What's that for then?
Is that for bikes as well?
Yeah, it's like the same as a Puffin, but bicycles can use it too.
Okay.
Makes no difference though.
Right. It's the same thing,
Bicycles
but
are
just for
going to
bikes.
use,
Yeah.
they're going to cross where they want to cross. So
Yeah, exactly.
it just means that there's a proper cycle lane. But as a driver, it's not going to make much difference to you. And the other one is equestrian, which includes horses.
Horses.
But what you really need to know is, red is stop, green is go, amber is stop if you can.
If you can.
Know if you need to ignore them, and flashing amber is go when people are finished crossing. You don't knowing the names doesn't help you with anything other than passing your theory test. It
Yeah.
doesn't help you with driving. That's why people forget the names, because they don't use them. They're not useful.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do some more driving. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's go. So I've not said anything for these lights. What are you going to do?
Go straight.
Good. Remember your mirrors. If you're moving to the left here, cyclists could easily catch up with you. Say when.
Now.
Good, carry on. Don't look anymore at the lights, just look where you're going. And mirrors to move out, especially there, because you've got 2 lanes,
Yeah.
and that right lane should turn right.
Mhm.
Doesn't always happen though. Someone could be in the wrong lane there and they come with you. And then you've got to go around these parked cars, so it's very important to check your mirrors before moving to the right there. Okay, cancel the ticker. Say when to ignore the lights.
Ignore. As we're going at a
Bit
high
early,
speed.
bit early.
Bit early?
Slow down a bit, we're going right at the traffic lights.
Okay.
So mirror signal right, get it down to about 15 miles an hour. So bring the clutch back up. Okay, now they've changed, you're stopping, you're not close enough to ignore them. These traffic lights, I recommend about 15 miles an hour, second or third
15?
gear, 15,
Okay.
not 50.
Yeah, of course.
And then it goes well. It gets quite a sharp bend, narrow lanes. Don't try and do it at 20 plus. It gets very hairy if you do that. But you can do it in third gear. Second gear is probably easier though.
Okay.
I'd recommend second. Gives you more flexibility of your speed. And it does depend on what car you're using. You've got the secondary light further ahead to help you see, because you're trying to look at this one close to you. It's a bit awkward, isn't it? You're looking up near the sun.
Yeah.
So that light in front of you is helping you see when they change. You've got the yellow box area and then more lights afterwards. So they've gone green. Try and keep it in your right lane. Say when to ignore the next set.
No. Bit late.
A bit late. Good. I think you were busy, weren't you?
Yeah, I
was. So now
was.
start drifting to the left a little bit. Check your mirrors and signal left. Change the left lane. Check this mirror. Make sure it's safe.
Yep.
And you're taking the next exit now. What signs can you see?
Traffic. I mean, lights.
Yeah. Traffic lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going right, please.
Okay.
You see the lanes and the arrows?
Yep.
Which line do you stop at?
Right here.
The first one. But now it's gone green, isn't it? So carry on into the middle. As far as you get first gear, clutch down, get first gear. So you've got some control at slow speed. Can you make it now?
Yep.
Good. And again, we didn't get the green filter arrow because it wasn't busy enough.
Oh.
Yeah, I definitely recommend first gear there. That was a steep hill. So once you got slow, second is going to start struggling.
Okay.
First gear gives you a lot more power. Traffic lights left. Did it again. Cancel it then. Now you can signal. Frustration also helps people learn, I find sometimes. A little bit. The right kind of frustration.
It's because I do the
Cyclist?
steps. Yeah. It's because I do the steps.
Yeah, well that's why.
And then I just like... It's like, I don't know how to explain it.
That's
I
why
just do it
steps
without
can be
thinking,
bad.
I guess.
You've always got to be. That's why I don't like. Signal every time you do this. Think. Use your brain.
Yeah.
Don't just do everything the same all the time. Try and think about what you're doing. At the next set of traffic lights, I would like you to go right.
Okay.
Good. You didn't put your signal on there as soon as I said you're going right. You thought about it.
Yep.
Can you signal now?
Yeah.
Okay. Give them a bit more room. Don't be afraid of the white line. Be afraid of the object, the bus. If you're over the white line here, it doesn't matter. There's plenty of room. Oh, I'm going to keep you to the right a little bit and stop at this line. Do you know why I've moved you to the right?
Was I too close to the
Remember
car?
that bus we just passed?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to pass you again soon.
True.
So you've gone round that bus and taken up this lane that's too
yeah.
narrow. This lane's designed for an Austin 7 from the 1930s. It's not designed for modern traffic and this thing that's passing us now.
Yeah.
See, it's only just got enough room to get past. So being local helps you know. But if you've just passed a big object, think about that.
Okay.
We're going to get a green arrow this time. We are next. So you can go right and only right if you've got the green arrow, but without any other arrows or any other light. You can't even do a U-turn.
I see.
Because the way the lights are set, if you've got a green arrow to the right, there may be pedestrians crossing in that U-turn that you're about to do. There we go. So you can go now. They'll wait in the middle. Well done for missing the island. And you see we turn before each other. Oncoming cars also have a green arrow. You can go.
Yeah.
You can go. They've got a red light, haven't they?
Yeah.
So we've got a green arrow. The oncoming traffic has a red light. The car's turning before you had a green arrow, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Next road left. It doesn't matter because you're turning before each other. Quite often at lights, opposites often have the same. So if we got a green arrow to the right, often they'll have a green arrow to the right, if that's possible, but not always. Just bear that in mind. So there was a lot you were concentrating on then.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain something to you which may have been difficult to go into your brain, considering you were driving there or waiting for the lights.
Yeah, just focusing.
So I'm going to see if you've managed to understand what I said.
Okay.
So you've got a green arrow to the right.
Which means I can go.
You can go where?
Because to the right.
Yeah.
Because the oncoming traffic has a red light.
But
unless they are turning right.
There were some, yeah, exactly. So there were some oncoming cars, but they were turning before you.
Yeah.
Now, generally speaking, the vast majority of junctions out there that are crossroads, cars turn before each other.
Yeah.
If you go into the highway code, it says it's better to turn after each other.
Yeah.
Because if you turn after each other, you get to see oncoming traffic, oncoming cyclists. But in reality, I don't actually know a junction where people do that. Some people in the comments have told me there's a junction in Tottenham in London, but I want to go there and check that out, but I don't know of it. But every junction I know where you've got crossroads that I've used, people turn before each other.
Yeah.
If you turn after each other, you're relying on the second car to also leave you the space
Exactly.
to turn after
Yeah.
the first car. And there's arrows on the road, they're telling you to turn before each other as well. But I also explained about doing a U-turn.
You can't do it there.
Now, it's not illegal to do a U-turn at a green light,
Okay.
as long as it's safe.
Yeah.
But at a green arrow, you should only go right. That arrow means you can only go right.
Yep.
What can happen if you've got a junction of a particular layout, and I do know a junction like this, somewhere in London, it's in a recent video, I'll link to it up there, I included it in a video I did, where if you do a U-turn at that arrow, you will come into contact with other traffic. Because they're not expecting you to do that U-turn, so
Yeah.
only go right.
I see. Yep.
Mirrors signal. Oh, look. You haven't said ignore yet, have you?
No.
Okay, so we're stopping at the first line. Now, I did explain earlier when you would stop at the second line. Leave it in neutral. You've got a little bit of a weight here. Just rest your left foot, that's it. So, the next line is for cyclists. We should stop at the first line.
Yes.
However, there are times when you might have to stop at the second line. When is that?
As in the bike cyclist line?
Yeah, you'll stop in the cycle area. I call it a cycle box, but it's known as an advanced stop line in the highway code.
When would you do that?
Well, let's say you ignore the lights, or you
Oh, right,
haven't
you
ignored the lights because you're not...
You made a bad decision pretty
No,
much.
not a bad decision.
No?
You just don't have time.
Okay.
So you're approaching the traffic lights. When you ignore them, you should be thinking about, oh, I can stop by the last line. Yeah? So if they change late, you can stop by the last line.
I see. All right.
That's the simplest way I can say it. So
Yeah.
they change late, you haven't got time to stop by the first, you can stop by the last. Yeah, that's a simple way of putting it, I think. So I'll give you a heads up, we're next. As you're a new driver, I don't want you rushing. So you can put the clutch down, put it in first gear. So you're ready. Oncoming cars are coming because they have the green arrows like we do. We've got a green arrow for ahead and left, so don't they. But for going right, we have a red light. You can see the Mini
It's waiting to turn.
and the red car, the Seat. They're going to go at the same time as us. So go now. Don't look at the pedestrian. Be aware of them, but don't look at them. Because if you look at them, they think you're giving way. That's good. Turn before the arrows. Look at your exit.
Yep.
And try and go into your half and the exit. That's it. So you don't go on the wrong side of the road. So the highway code says you should give way to pedestrians waiting to cross the road. And that pedestrian was crossing the road up to the island. Should you wait for them?
Not in that situation, as we had the green light.
No, we have a green light. They have a red.
Yep.
They're not even at the pedestrian. I don't think there's a pedestrian crossing there. They have to go to the other side. Is there? Yeah, there is. From memory, there is one there. But they're crossing on the red. They should wait. So that's not where you should be giving way to pedestrians.
Yeah.
If you start doing that at traffic lights, then the road's going to get very confusing. Oh, we have some more traffic lights.
Yeah, we do.
I'm going to be quiet.
Okay.
Zip, and you do it.
Okay.
Okay, well done. Just check your mirrors before going. And that was a very slow approach, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That might start to confuse people around you. I think your skill is getting better now, where you don't have to slow down as early. And you put it into second gear, but you held the clutch down. I guess it means you're ready if you want to bring the clutch back up.
Yeah.
Nothing really wrong with that. Just probably a bit confusing that you're slowed down so early there.
Okay.
So can you see this traffic light sign?
Yeah.
Where's the traffic lights?
That's a good. Probably on the left here. I see the traffic lights right there.
So that's something to be aware of. Sometimes
Yeah.
you may have a sign warning you of lights, but that doesn't
Ahead.
necessarily mean it's going to be on this road. It's just soon. And if you go left, there are some traffic lights. If you go right, there are, but they're very far away, so it's not for those. What does amber on its own mean?
That is about to turn green.
Sure.
Or is it about to turn? I thought, oh no, it's the other way round.
So amber on its own?
Yeah, it's about to turn red.
Yes. How long
And
does amber last?
3 seconds.
Good. So what does amber mean for you?
For me,
Yeah.
get ready to go or get ready to stop.
So amber on its own
Mm-hmm.
is followed by red, and it means stop if you can.
Yeah.
If it's going to be green, that's next. It's red and amber together.
Yeah, I remember.
So
it's
you
one-
know what's
yeah.
coming next. So if you see red and amber, it's usually 1.5 seconds, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Then green is next. Now, can you go if it's red and amber?
Yes.
No, you should wait for green. It's still red.
Well, yeah, it's about to turn green, but
But you shouldn't go until the green.
just get ready at that
yeah,
time. Yeah.
but you shouldn't go until it's green.
Yeah.
Just trying to help you understand what the rules are there.
Mhm.
So amber on its own is followed by red. Amber lasts 3 seconds. When you have a red light, the red will stay on. Amber will come on with the red to
And
give
then
you
green.
a warning, and then it goes to green. Some countries it just goes from red to green. I
Yeah.
prefer the amber coming on with red and then going to green.
Mhm.
Because I find when I drive in countries where it just goes from red to green,
Then it's a bit confusing.
it's not
sometimes.
confusing. No, I
No?
just miss it.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, maybe because I'm used to seeing the red and amber together, but it just seems to, it's just so quick that you
Yeah.
feel like, oh, it's green and I'm not prepared.
Mhm.
Or if you look away for one moment, you look back, oh, it's green again.
Yeah.
So you feel like you've got to stare at the lights more, but at least you've got that little bit of, I would say, warning there that, oh, you're about to go now, get ready.
Mhm.
So I just feel better like that. But obviously, different people probably have different opinions there. Do you feel like you've learned anything today?
I've learned a lot, to be honest. We've driven a lot of time, so yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you understand what to do at traffic lights?
Yeah.
Confidence?
Yep.
You got some more confidence?
Yeah, I've got more confidence. I've built a bit more muscle memory
Yep.
of what to do in certain situations. And yeah,
And we've not just been doing traffic lights,
driving around, yeah.
but I've only been including the traffic lights in this video. Well, I've tried to keep it shorter. So I think we should wrap the video up here.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about insurance.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for car insurance, check out the links to Collingwood and Confused in the description. If you're learning to drive and want to insure yourself on somebody else's car, then Collingwood are there for you because you can do so without affecting the owner's policy, and that takes away a big stress from the owner of that car. Via the link, there's up to 35% off and a £20 Amazon gift card at the moment. If you want to insure your own car, I recommend checking out the link to confused.com because you fill out one quote form and get loads of quotes back from many insurers to compare who's cheapest. And you can change your car on that quote as many times as you like, which is a good way of comparing how much it costs to insure different cars. You don't have to do the whole quote again, you can just change your car on that quote and recalculate to get new prices. Using the links doesn't cost you anything, but it does support the channel, so thank you very much. Subscribe to get my future videos, and until the next one, cheerio.